What year did you graduate? Oh nine.
I was '02.
Oh two.
Yeah. And were you, what were you? Were you in 90?
89.
92? 89. Okay, 89. And I was '02. How many years is that between?
We
Because I'm
have, is it
terrible at math.
13 years?
13 years. Oh, that's not very far at all. I'm coming up on my 20 year. I think in like 2 years or something. And it does not feel like 20 years. It for sure doesn't feel like 20 years has gone by since high school. Time has just elapsed. It's ridiculous.
You know, after your 20th reunion, get ready. If something happens,
What happens? It just goes double time. It was faster.
you know, that too. But what I mean is something happens is you reconnect, you go back to homecoming in a way that you never did before. I don't know how often you go back, but there's something about that 20th.
Yeah.
And you,
Oh, I love that. I
I
hope that happens. I do. I really hope that happens because Milt, I've
and I
done.
swear, I'm sorry, and I swear that night you can ask Ty Fountain, who is still my best friend from Milton Hershey. We still go to homecoming together. And that night, I cried myself to sleep. He's like, "What's wrong?" I said, "I feel like such a failure."
Oh,
I looked around and I thought everyone was doing better than me,
yeah,
you know, and I was
yeah,
comparing.
yeah, yeah. I know that's what we do. It's human nature. It's human nature to do that. It's
And I was like,
crazy.
I never got married. I don't have kids. All I have is my career. What? So what? Like,
Yeah.
I had a meltdown.
Oh, no. Honestly, you're like the inspiration of inspiration. 100%.
Thank you.
Like like you're the branding that needs to happen. It's unbelievable. As
Thank
soon
you.
as seriously,
I've
you
been
should be
thinking
so
about that.
proud.
You know,
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that. I've been talking about that for the last few years. We need your alumni, your generation,
Yeah.
closer than my generation, because we've done our work. You know,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
okay, I'm still doing the work, but they've done the
Yeah.
work, taken us far. I
Yeah.
really think we need to be branded because
Yes.
there's 10,000 of us all over the globe
Oh
with
my God. It's
talent
crazy.
and gifts. It's
Yeah.
time to brand it.
Seriously, I think about it all the time. Like fraternities in colleges, they have I never did a fraternity or a sorority, but I know like the concept of it. You connect, you help each other, you build each other. It's like a huge organization of connections, like a huge network worldwide. Imagine if Milt's had that same thing. Like we have our alumni association now,
You
and
did
it's great.
imagine, Zahra. You did imagine, which is why you're doing this, and I couldn't be
And
happier.
I hope it. I hope it. My vision. That's my vision.
I'll join
I
you. Go
I
ahead.
I really want that. I want our alumni association to be like magnetic, like energy upon energy, because I
And
think we
people
have
want
it.
to join. People want to
Yes,
join.
yes, pride. Like for a long time, and I think even now, people see Milts and they're like, "Oh, needy kids. Oh, they got help." And they don't really see like, no, yes, we're needy, we all came from needy places, that's why we came to Milnershi, but we're extraordinary. Like no one really sees beyond the needy, and that's what I want people to be like, wow, these kids were like extra special, you know?
Right? You take a talented, needy kid and you give him
Yeah,
opportunity and everything to thrive.
like it's
Woo! Are we on
over.
air,
It's
by
like
the way?
it's crazy. It's
Listen, are we
crazy.
on air?
Huh?
Are we on air?
I record it and then I just go. So that way I just have whatever natural content.
I would have edited a little bit.
No, don't worry, because we'll actually start, like there'll be a point where I say, okay, I'm speaking with Nadine, and then I'll really go from there. But if I find anything good that we were saying before, I'll use it in like
Okay.
marketing.
Because it was like, I saw you and I was like, I had so much to say.
It's good because that I was ready. I was so ready. But that's how Milts are. Like when I got on the Milt Talk podcast, the one that they're doing, your class, I never met any of them. Never seen them, never met them. And as soon as we started talking, it was like we knew each other from the Milt. And I was telling this other Milt, I interviewed him today, and he wasn't in my class. He was like one class behind me. So we knew each other. We were in some of the same classes. And I told him, I was like, it doesn't even matter if we knew each other from the Milt or if we didn't know each other from the Milt, as long as we're Milts, the connection just happens. It's really weird. Like when I talked to them, we were laughing, we were joking, it was like they knew me, I knew them. That like energy, it's very hard to explain.
No.
You cannot like,
No.
I'm telling you, Milts have a very crazy thing that this school can be. I look at like my husband's school. He comes from like a charter school in Pennsylvania. It's like really expensive private Jewish school, and they're very like all about their name. And they're way smaller than MHS. Like MHS is so big, and all we have to do is just keep going with that brand. Like all the alumni show themselves, like all that they're doing.
I think we've reached critical mass.
Yeah.
And there's enough of us out here
living
our best lives.
Yeah.
And take a look at us,
Yeah. Seriously. You could put a Milt anywhere in the world and they'll just go survive. Like,
well, yeah,
they'll just go make it happen.
But what I was talking about is like the other percenter of the Milts that are thriving. You see? And so we need this platform too.
Yes.
So that I really believe the underclassmen can look and aspire,
Yes. Seriously. That's what I want. I want them to see this and be like, wow, I want to do this.
On career fair, I go back.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I make it a point to wear that long white lab coat.
Yes. Wow, that's so good. I think I saw a picture of you at a career fair on your Facebook. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I think I saw it. But that's the work. Yeah, that's how you get back.
This is what I want some little girl to see it.
Yeah.
She could be it.
Yes.
I didn't see it. I'm telling you right now, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
When I was at the Milt, there was no Arab girl.
Nope. Right.
I may have been the first. I'm not.
Yes. I think you might have been. I think 100%. I don't even have a doubt. I think you were the first Arabic person, not even girl. And then did you have a brother there too?
Yeah, I had a younger brother.
You were the first Arab people at MHS. I've never heard of anyone else Arab before you guys. That is awesome. That is awesome. So what does your brother do? Are you guys close? Do you live nearby?
Well, he lives in Queens, New York. I'm in
New York,
Connecticut.
okay.
I moved to Connecticut. So door to door, it's about an hour, not even.
Okay, wow. And were you guys in the same graduating class or different?
Oh, no. We were 5 years apart. So
wow.
Division. And here's another one of my big memories at MHS. So we were, when I was in intermediate division, he was in memorial division.
So he's younger than you. Oh my God. Yes, you're the big sister. Yeah. Oh my God.
I remember on Sundays was the only day I could walk across campus to go visit
and see him. Aww. Oh my.
I will never forget that.
I bet. Oh my God. How old were you guys when you both went to MHS?
I was 12, and most remember their MHS birthday. I somehow don't. I don't know. I felt like a rough.
Yeah. It was very rough. I know mine was like, it was 96. I was 10. And I think we got there during the summertime.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if it was like summer of the end of my 7th grade and I went to 7th grade, or was it like the summer and I went into 8th grade?
I know my sister Ala, when we both got there, it was 96. She was in my grade because when we were like babies, I like skipped 1st grade or something, and my mom made her repeat so we would be together because we're a year and a half apart, but she wanted us to do all of our schooling together. So she did that in like the very beginning. Yeah. So she was like, she did that. So when we both got to Milton Hershey, we were both in 6th grade, but she was 12, I was 10. But we were both in 6th grade. But I think when you're 12, you're normally in 8th grade, I think.
Yeah, you subtract 5 or add 5. Wait, so if you're 10, you subtract 5, so you're in 5th grade.
I think I was younger than the average.
Right. So then you're 12 minus 5, so it was 7th grade.
Okay, 7th grade. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. Wow, so you were like 7th grade, and your brother was like, what, 3rd grade?
I'm gonna say 4th. No.
Aww.
I know. He
was still a baby. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, he was a baby. That's hard. It's tough. I know for us, it was very tough when we first got there because I had culture shock for sure. I mean, honestly, I tell people this, that mental health seminar we're doing, it was so shocking. For the first 6th grade year, I peed the bed for like almost that whole year. And I had not peed the bed,
in our student home peeing the bed.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know why I was doing it. I think it was the shock of like, whoa.
You know why? I hope you do.
Yeah. It was shock. It was complete.
That's trauma.
Yeah, it's trauma. Yeah. And like the house friends didn't know how to deal with it. Like I didn't know how to deal with it. My poor sister, she was older than me. We were already getting bullied. You know, we just got there. We were stinky little Arab girls. We were getting bullied. So like she didn't know how to protect me. It was just so like, when I look back on it, I'm like, oh, this little baby 10-year-old girl peeing herself. Like
that's why we need mental health, because
yes,
you know, some of us peed the bed.
Yeah.
No, we didn't have someone that explained it to us.
Right.
So now when we're 30 years old and 40 years old and about to be 50.
Yeah. You look great.
Thank you.
You look great. You look wonderful.
You know, you got to work on the trauma.
Yeah, seriously. Trauma you didn't even know sometimes was trauma, and it's just hashing out in a mutated form.
And so who better to work on the trauma with a fellow Milt?
Yes, exactly.
A license in therapy.
Yes. It's crazy because when I posted this, like we have a little chat going on with the panel, and as soon as we posted the flyer and like the video, instantly I got like great comments, and people were like direct messaging me like, this is so great, I'm so glad you're doing this, thank you, love this. And I right away I text the chat, or I messaged the group, and I was like, you guys, like the impact we're already having in the 5 minutes that I just posted this, it's like thirsty little baby plants that you just started watering. Everyone is ready for talking about mental health.
Wait, Zahraa,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
I think there's going to be a few of us on your board.
Yes.
You know, board meaning.
Yes.
And you know, if it's done right, I think we can help so
yes. And I want this to literally like become something that hopefully we start to do something with the school. Hopefully we do something with the alumni associate. Hopefully there will be impact on every level. From students coming in to students transitioning out to alumni that are already out that need to get healed and helped and just become better and get enlightened. All of it. The whole mental health subject, I think, just needs to get talked about openly or something. Yeah. Addressed.
It must addressed.
Yeah.
You know, I go to homecoming. I watch us get older.
Yeah.
See, now that you know, I'm watching, you know, I go back to homecoming often. And so I watch us get older.
Yes, that's such a good perspective.
Yeah. And I could see how our limiting beliefs that we may have formed while we were at school.
Yeah.
Let's just say the beliefs that we formed while we were at school, how later on in life they've become limiting.
Yeah.
Because I watched us get older.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I know the people, and you know, I know them, I know what they live through.
Yeah. We need a whole new reconditioning, like a whole new belief system. Because when you look at Milt, we came into Milton Hershey already traumatized from the poverty, from whatever upbringing has caused us to need a school like that. And then you go into the institution and you're even more traumatized because in the end, it's still an institution. It's culture shock. It's extreme structure. It's this, it's that, it's the diversity all thrown at you all at once. And then, you know, it's also a system that's growing and learning and changing. So back then, a lot of the staff were completely underqualified, did not know how to really develop and help these traumatized kids.
Underqualified in mental health and how to, you know, address childhood adolescent problems.
Yeah.
Our parents, you know, wasn't a natural environment.
Right, exactly. And like they were doing their best. They tried their best, but they just didn't have the qualification to be like, okay, these children have lots of trauma. We need to peel back the layers. We need to develop them.
They didn't have the qualifications And you know what? Back then also, mental health it was taboo.
Yes, it still is. It still
Actually,
is. It's crazy. It's
but
crazy.
the big but is
It's
not
getting better.
much
Yeah.
better. You can
So it
totally
is. It's almost trendy at this point. That's like the cusp. It's almost getting to a point of it's trendy to talk about mental health, and we need to like, and that's the shift, like from being taboo, oh, we don't talk about it, oh, to now being like, fuck it.
well, that's what I mean
I'm
by
stronger
critical
by
mass.
talking about it.
That's
Seriously, like
my critical mass is, you know, the mental health topic is now, and there's 10,000 alumni, and you put them
yes.
together, and critical
Yes.
mass.
I
Yes.
love that. You're such a formulator. I swear, you're such a doctor in the way you think. It's
I think
crazy.
I'm a scientist the way I think.
You're a scientist. I love that. So my brother Al, he's also a scientist at heart. This guy, like everything to him is science. And you remind me exactly of him. That's so funny.
Oh, how old is
That's
he?
so
Because it
funny.
only gets harder.
He graduated class of 96, and I think he's 42 now. 42
wow.
or 43. Yeah, I think he's 42. Yeah. But he's a scientist at heart, biochemist at heart. He always wanted to be a doctor. He didn't finish out medical school. Instead, he became a distributor. So he went from medical school to business, but he's always had that, you know, doctoral type of.
Is he an alumni?
Yeah. He graduated 96.
Oh, so 96. Is he of the generation of the big grants? Not the grants, the scholarships? College?
I think he got like half. I think he was the time where they got like 2 years and that's it. And then I think it was 2000, because I talked to a girl today and I think she was 2000, and she said her year is when they started the whole thing.
Ugh.
I know. And
I'm
then
so happy for them, but I can't even tell you
because you guys got like $100.
No, we got 2,500 for the entire semester. But let me just put it in perspective to you what that meant.
Yeah.
So I can afford it, I went
Yeah.
to City University of New York, Baruch College.
Wow.
Because at that time, the year was like 4,500.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. The year was 4,500.
Wow.
At CUNY, and MHS was giving us, gosh, it was like 2,500, I think, for the semester. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it was 2,500 MHS was giving for the semester, and 5,000 for the year. So I picked a college that was like
that would fit that. Oh wow, you're very smart. Very smart.
But thank you. But I was honor society.
Wow.
Top 5 in my class.
Yeah. Wow. Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why like they didn't start that way back in the day. And as the generations, I feel, as the generations like progressed, like we deserved it less. Like, we became more entitled, and I feel like that's a big seriously, and I feel 100%, and I've talked about this with other Milts. We have like this sense of entitlement that we carry out after we graduate.
I heard somebody say, let me just do this thing for 4 years and I'll get my big scholarship afterwards. I felt so
yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them.
Yes.
I believe they lost the essence of the gift.
Exactly. Yeah. It's true. 100%. And a lot of kids I know from my generation who actually lost it during their years, pissed it away, did not really understand the value of it. Yes. And you know what I think that has to do with? Yes. Lots of kids I know who lost it. You know, because if you didn't maintain like full time, if you got in trouble, anything like that, you lost it.
Understood.
And a lot of them lost it. And I think it's because that like, so when we were transitioned out, it was a terrible transitioning. Like it was as if we were in this huge bubble and then someone just popped it and was like, go away. And then you're off in the real world and kids are just like, and they go crazy.
The semester after I graduated, when I went to college, I went from being distinguished honor roll to in college. I fell back to about a C average.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think it was the lack of structure. I wasn't at MHS.
Right, right. Because it was like we were so this way and we weren't really living in the real world. We were on campus. We hardly did anything that real public students did or anything like that. You know, if you weren't in extracurricular activities, you went home, back to the student home, you know, you weren't like out and about in the city. So when we went to college and people went all over the nation and some people went to New York and some people went everywhere, it was like well, no structure, no authority, no nothing.
Yeah.
So a lot, like, and I've been studying this a lot of MHS students, we have a huge death rate, like ridiculous death rate.
I heard you say it and I want to know more.
Isn't that crazy? And I don't know where to get these numbers from, like,
Mom,
because
3 times.
oh, how cute.
3 times. I'm speaking with Zahraa. Hi.
She's such an Arab mom. That's so cute.
3 times I quietly sent it to voicemail.
My mom calls me like 31 times a day. And then her messenger, she'll leave me a message knowing I'm working. She'll leave me long messages as if she thinks I can hear her as she's like, Zahra, شو عم تعملي؟ Okay, اتصلي فيني. ما بعرف شو عم تعملي. Okay. Yeah, and I'm like, Mama, I can't hear you right now. It's a voice message. And I go back and I replay and I'm just like, this lady is, I understand all the way. I understand. She's so cute. Where does she live? Is she near you?
She lives in Manhattan, New York City.
Oh.
And
so she's like a drive away.
Which is the metro, you know, it's still the metropolitan area.
The other day I was like in my closet, and last time my mom came, cause she's in California and I moved to Pennsylvania two years ago, and I was in California. So we miss each other a lot. Cause I would always go pick her up. We'd go have coffee, eat lunch. I'd take her out of the house cause she's such a hermit crab. So she came to visit me like 6 months or maybe a year ago now. And she left her little scarf. And the other day I was in my closet and I saw it and I smelled it and it still smells like my mom. I know. And I'm like, oh, I just want to go see her.
Oh, I know that feeling. I you off air.
Okay, hold on. Let me Zoom recording. Okay. So I'm going to go straight into recording you, and then I'm going to ask you to tell me a little bit about your upbringing before Milton Hershey, and then a little bit about upbringing at Milton Hershey, and then after Milton Hershey, what got you into medicine, and then starting Nutri-Patch and all that stuff. Okay. All right.
I love the where was I born question.
I can't wait for that. That's going to be like, we're going to start from there. We're going to go way back.
We're going to go.
Okay. Way from the beginning. Okay. Recording? Yes. Okay. So today I'm talking to Dr. Nadine Hokayem. She's class of 1989. She's the founder of Medicine by Nature in Stamford, Connecticut. And she's also a product developer of the Nutri-Patch. She's also an adjunct professor, an adjunct faculty professor at the University of Bridgeport College of Naturopathic Medicine. And she is the 1989 New Horizons superstar. She went down in MHS Hall of Fame for winning first place soloist at the national competition. I love that. I love that. So tell me, Nadine, we talked so much before this, and I want you to like repeat so much of what you said because it was so good. But take me all the way back.
We've been chatting for 2 hours.
2 hours. It's crazy. It's great. And it doesn't feel like 2 hours. It feels like 15 minutes. But that's what happens when Milts get together.
Didn't we just meet?
We just met visually.
So much in common.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
In common we have. We were 2 little Arabic girls at Milton Hershey School.
Well, you paved the way because we were saying you were like the first Arab at Milton Hershey. You were. I don't know any other Arab before you, so you're gonna take that spot.
I do remember them asking me a lot of questions about my background.
So where are you born?
Beirut, Lebanon.
Beirut, Lebanon.
Yeah, Beirut is the capital of Lebanon. It's a beautiful city.
It is. It is a beautiful city.
Very metropolitan, you know, unlike what you see on TV. It's very metropolitan. And we lived in downtown Beirut in a beautiful building. We lived on the top floor. And I was, in 1975, the Civil War broke out, and it was really bad for the next 15 years. Some will say 20 years. So from 1975, really bad civil war. And I have memories of, the sky lighting up from the
Wow.
shooting. And well, this is why we immigrated and fled. There were times I remember the shelling came through the windows. And
Wow.
I have vivid memories of my father placing me to sleep in the bathroom because it was the only room that didn't have windows.
Wow.
We were high up, and it was the only room that didn't have windows to protect us
Wow.
from the shelling. So we ended up fleeing
Yeah.
Lebanon.
And what year was that?
1976. And
Wow.
he was an athlete in Lebanon. He was a professional horse jockey.
Wow.
Now, you haven't met me, but
That's crazy.
I'm going to tell you, I even lie on my driver's license. But you know anything about horse jockeys, they're really short.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta be, so you can have balance on that big old monster of a horse.
Yeah. And so we moved to New York City, downtown New York City. Yeah.
Wow.
6 months into it, he has a sudden heart attack and he dies. And my mother's in a new country. She didn't have an education. She didn't speak English. She has his 2 little kids, 6-year-old Nadine and 2-year-old Eli. And, we were
Oh my God, your brother was only 2.
Yeah, imagine.
Oh my God. And you were only 6 and lost your dad so suddenly.
Yeah, and my last memory of my dad was, which, in case you're going to ask me why did you become a doctor? Here's my short story is my last memory of my father was he said to me, it was at nighttime, and he said, Nadine, could you just rub my arm? It really hurts. Just rub my arm.
Wow.
And I think back, it was his left arm. If I think back, it was probably a heart attack.
Wow.
And so the next day he was gone.
Wow.
And my mother goes into a spiral of, doesn't speak English. How do I make money? I need cash.
Yeah.
So what does she do? She goes to the local Lebanese Catholic church, which we had one back then in Brooklyn, New York. And she asks the parishioners, I need cash. I have 2 kids. I'm new here, long story short. And one of the parishioners said to her, I own a yellow cab. Would you like to lease it? It's a good way to make cash.
Yeah.
So imagine this beautiful 27-year-old woman.
Oh my God.
Cute.
Yes.
It doesn't have a license, and she gets into a New York City yellow cab and makes a lot of cash.
I cannot even believe that, because we were saying earlier, she also had to be like the first woman, period, in New York to be driving a cab.
I can say
that is nuts.
Certainty. I mean, people watched her get out of the car.
That's crazy.
A real yellow cab in the 80s, the days of extreme high crime in New York City.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Very dangerous job.
She walked in many times with a white face because of, stick-ups and robberies. Yeah. Because, cab drivers carried cash, and everybody knew that.
Yep.
You see a female.
What a strong woman.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And, I would walk to school. I was a latchkey kid. I had the key around my neck, and we would walk to school. She worked so hard. So I got up. We were unattended. We were left unattended very often.
Yeah.
And then, so then a few years later, my mother is dating a man named Ernie. Mm-hmm. And Ernie had a nephew named Rocky Reyes, who was in Milton Hershey School.
Wow. How cool.
How cool, right? He, of course, my mother's boyfriend probably wanted to get rid of us. I don't know.
He's like, we want some time alone.
Out of here. Anyway, my mother, she thinks it's a great idea, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
I think it was 1984, that I entered in either the very end of my 7th grade year or the summertime before my 8th grade year. The memory is not great.
Yeah. And you said you were 12.
It was traumatic, yeah.
Wow. And your brother was how old then?
He was either 7 or 8.
Oh.
I was 12. He was probably 8, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. That must have been so hard too.
he went into Memorial Division, and then I didn't get to see him because I was in intermediate. So we weren't in the
Right.
same division. It was so hard.
Oh, I can only even imagine. Oh my God. I know.
Sunday visits, I really did. I walked across campus. I really did. And I wondered how many other siblings walked across campus for their little.
Right, right. How crazy. I know my sister sure didn't.
Well,
My poor sister.
and I would ask my house mother, I would ask my house mother to teach me how to make cookies so I could show up to his house.
Aw, how cute is that?
Yeah.
What a good big sister. That's incredible.
Thank you. Can you remind him, please?
Yeah, sometimes we do need reminding. Yes, especially as we get older. Yeah, that must have been tough. So when you guys first got there to the time that you graduated, how do you think you both handled Milton Hershey?
You know, when the way he reports his experience and the way I report my experience is night and day. It's really, I'm amazed. I mean, there are times I just look at him and I wonder, did we go to the same school?
Yeah.
But
how funny.
Siblings in a household that'll say, did we have
completely different upbringing? Yes. Yes. This is true.
I can tell you that I was in every single activity, but it didn't start out that way. It ended that way. I ended on an extreme high note. I mean, I was, honor society, leadership society, soloist. I mean, I was involved in so much, but it didn't start out that way. I started out as a failure list student for years. I kept getting transferred. I was transferred so many times. I can't even.
Wow.
If I even think about Mrs. Royer's face, you don't know her, but she was the one that we were all scared of. If she showed up, that meant you were getting transferred.
Yeah, funny. That is funny. I got transferred like 3 times too. Sometimes the strongest of personalities, it's tougher to deal with us. It's tougher. We need a specific breed to be able to handle us.
I will say yes. And so someone in administration must have said, hey, let's try this girl out in Limestone with Mr. and Mrs. Rob.
Yeah.
And that same semester, Zahraa, what I'm about to say, I hope that this will make a difference in somebody, in a house parent or another MHS life. But I arrived at Student Home Limestone that same semester, Zahraa. It was, I don't know if it was my end of my sophomore or beginning my junior, but that same semester, I bypassed, failure list. I bypassed honor roll and went to distinguished honor roll and never left.
Wow. Wow.
They believed in me. They showed me a certain something that I needed.
Yes.
The essence of it was that they believed in me.
Yes.
And then I just took off. I mean, I became a superstar.
Wow.
I'm going to call myself MHS royalty.
Yes. Absolutely. I love that.
Anybody in trouble? I'm calling myself royalty.
Yeah, that's right. That is awesome. And honestly, that's such a great point, because that is what it took. It took the right people to see the right things and show you belief in you for you to finally have belief in yourself to then take advantage of what was happening. It does. It's that nurturing. It's that, once they,
this little girl.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I love that. Like, no matter, so many people have horrific stories of the time there, and myself included. I have stories where I'm like, what the fuck? But then I have these incredible other stories where I'm like, man, that made such an impact in my life. And that's the same thing. Like, these people made such an impact. You said you never went back.
I never went backwards. I just continued to.
That's so awesome.
Meaning I maintained distinguished honor roll.
Yeah.
Then I got on leadership society. Then I got on, and then after graduation.
Yeah.
Well, it was a bit rocky. Of course, it was rocky afterwards, but then this excellence, this level of excellence becomes part of my consciousness.
Yeah.
And I produced, I went on to get lots of education and good careers and make money. And
absolutely.
It was
good for you.
Yeah.
So tell me so after you graduated, you said you went into school, you went and you said because of the way the scholarship was at that time, you had to pick a school that would fit, what you got from your scholarship, which was so smart. You lived within your means and you made it happen no matter what. So tell me about that. Tell me about
That's
that
my
journey.
other secret to my success. My financial success is I lived within my means.
Yes.
But
That's such a great quality.
back then MHS was only offering, I'm gonna say it was either 20, I think it was about $5,000 for the year.
Uh-huh.
For the
Wow.
entire year, 2,500 a semester.
Crazy. Yeah.
And put it in perspective, in that day, what universities cost, I picked the least expensive university. I could have went to the most prestigious university, honor society, and I wanted the world, but I picked the least expensive university because it was just under the scholarship.
What they gave you.
I went to City University of New York, and the entire year was like $4,800.
Yeah. Wow.
So I pocketed $200.
Yeah.
I bought some books.
Yeah.
Other universities at that time were about $12,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
How crazy. But to be able to say you lived within your means shows like that level of responsibility that you had, that level of moderation, self-moderation. Yeah. Because I
about Milts aren't prepared financially for the outside world. I learned a lot.
Yes.
That wasn't me. Maybe maybe I was business minded, from an entrepreneurial minded from a very young age. So I learned. I just remembered something. I think one of my first gifts my mother gave me was a piggy bank.
Wow. That's
it
so
just
good.
on me right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she would tell me, fill it up, and then when it's Mother's Day, you buy me a gift.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that was terrible, but what it taught me is to sing.
Yes. That's right. Silver lining. How cute. That's so true though, because most, and I hate to say it, but like so many Milts have graduated and beyond you guys' years, like when the scholarship started to become pretty much the entire 4 years fully paid for.
Wow.
They were like not taking full advantage of it. I don't think our generation understood
there was a shift
what we were being what we were being given, and how valuable and crucial that was, and how like we literally, I remember myself included, I did not realize the power of what I had received. It was just big deal. And now that I'm older, I'm like, wow, man, was I dumb? Like, why didn't I, but hindsight is always 2020. And now I'm like, okay, so let's figure out what the students are receiving now, and how can we make sure that they take full advantage of this and realize
that's
what it is. Yes.
I'm going to do right now.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I want, to really show people, because I know I look back at my Milton Hershey experience. Even while I was there, I didn't take advantage of anything. Like, I quit most of my sports. I really never saw anything through. I was in trouble most of the time. I had good grades, but I never took advantage of ski club and New Horizons and all kinds of sports. And I did not see the value. My whole thing was, I can't wait to get out of here. I didn't understand at that point the big picture. So now that's like a big goal of mine, to be like, do these young students get it? Because if they get it, man, what they can do with it once they get it.
And the ones that don't get it, can we help? Can we see how we can make it better?
Right, exactly.
And that's what you're doing, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So tell me, after college, did you go straight? Did you know you were going to be a doctor? Did you know that's what you wanted?
Oh, no, at that time. So I went to Baruch College because it was on 23rd Street and Lexington Avenue in Manhattan. And we lived on 16th Street and 7th Avenue. And it was a business college. I mean, I had no plan.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you right now, all I wanted to do was make money.
Yeah.
And so I went to business school, right?
Yeah.
So Baruch College was a business school. And again, it was on 23rd Street and Lexington Avenue. We called it UCLA. University on the corner of Lexington Avenue. That's
hilarious.
And so I got a bachelor's in business administration. I went out back to work, and in the stock market. Yeah. I worked at 3 World Financial Center.
Wow.
1 and 2 World Financial Centers were.
Yeah. Wow.
But not while I was there. This is before.
Oh, thank God. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Lehman Brothers, and that was at that time the top 4 brokerage firms.
Yes.
It was they took the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
And did really well. So then by the age of 25, when did I graduate? Yeah, probably, I remember it was my tax returns. Oh my God, what year was it? 2006. No, not two. Where's my memory? Anyway, I was probably 25 or 26 years old, and my tax return said $103,000. I made over $100,000. And so
wow.
What? Yeah, who makes that money at that
Right.
age?
Yes.
It was my work.
Yeah. Good for you. Good for you.
I wanted to make money.
Yeah.
But then I was making that money. I had great relationships, dating and all that.
Yeah.
Living a great, rich life, you could say.
Yeah.
And it just, I thought, Then I started to hear this little whisper in my head, like, is this it?
Yeah. Wow.
This can't be it.
Yeah.
I'm only 26, and I'm thinking,
right.
Is this it?
Yeah.
And this voice kept telling me, Nadine, you gotta become a doctor.
Wow. How crazy.
And I kept trying to shut it up.
That must have been your dad whispering in your ear.
That was my dad.
Yeah, 100%.
I tried shutting it up. I told my family, they laughed. What are you, crazy? Money, why would you do that to yourself? Another 10 years.
Yeah.
And $250,000.
Yeah.
Spend, not make,
Right, right.
I didn't have a father. I didn't have a scholarship. I didn't have a husband. It was
all you.
% all me. But I dove into it, and I'm glad I did. So then for the next 10 years, you could say I was a student. So then from the age of 27 to 37.
Yeah.
Medical school.
In your school, yeah.
And
poverty. Yeah.
How do I eat? Because I had saved some money. I made a 6-figure, but only for 2 years.
Right, exactly. It goes fast.
And within 6 months, I was back in medical school, so I had not saved.
Yeah.
I wasn't responsible, but I just wish I had saved for medical school, because now I was in debt $250,000.
Yeah.
That's how much it cost at that time to be a doctor.
Yeah.
So, then started a medical practice, worked in Stamford, Connecticut, loved it. About 15 years, and I had this other whisper. Do you want me to talk about Nutri-Patch?
Yes, please.
It wasn't a whisper. It was like, I'm working every day, seeing patients that I love.
Yeah.
And these pharmaceutical reps kept coming in with the new drugs, which I loved, so I could learn, right?
Yeah.
But I noticed a lot of the new drugs were being introduced via a transdermal patch.
Yeah.
And I started to think about why would that happen?
Yeah.
And I could see the benefits of using a patch to the medication.
Yeah.
It passes the swallowing, the mouth,
right.
stomach.
Right. You forget about it.
No barrier to absorption.
Yeah.
The stomach, or I started to think about those that had, for example, inflammatory bowel disease, such as colitis or gastritis or colitis, right?
And most people hate taking pills.
Well, most people hate taking pills.
Yeah.
Have inflammatory conditions in the bowels. They don't even absorb the pills they're taking.
Wow.
And oftentimes they don't even absorb the nutrition from their food.
Wow.
Of inflammation in their gut. So I started to think about, those that have pill fatigue, meaning too many pills to swallow, those that don't like to swallow, or those that shouldn't be swallowing because they have so much inflammation.
Yeah.
I was one of them. I didn't like to swallow my fish oil.
Yeah, because they're huge pills already. Yeah.
And then it repeated on me.
Yeah. Oh, that's awful. Yeah.
So like, wait a minute. I don't like to swallow my fish oil, and neither do some of my patients.
Right.
So why don't I develop the first of its kind vitamin patch?
Yeah. Wow.
And
I love it.
And that was only 4 years ago.
Wow. That was only 4 years ago?
Okay,
Wow.
I did 5 years ago, and I think I launched. When did we launch? 2016. Yeah.
That is so awesome. I love that. You're like constantly going. I feel like once you reach your plateau, you're like, all right, what's next? I need another challenge.
I didn't notice that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm done here. I've conquered. What's next?
Can you please tell me to stop because I'm tired? Tell me to
now
stop.
you need to just let you live.
Well, I'm taking vacation.
I love that.
I started to work less because I really was working a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a lot less in my practice.
Yeah. But that's the beauty. When you put down so much work and so much foundation, then you can have that leeway to breathe and take time. And that's the beauty of working that hard in the beginning, to then being like, I did this. I can take a little break and live off of what I've created with this hard work.
That's the point.
That's so awesome.
I just finished paying my medical school bills.
Yeah.
That's the point. I can take a break.
And you said you bought a brand new car. Tell them what kind of car you got.
I'm gonna pick it up tomorrow. Zahraa, I'm still embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed. Tell them what you got. Be proud.
How am I gonna look driving a Porsche?
You're gonna look amazing. Windows down, amazing. Hair blowing all over the fucking place. Amazing. What color did you choose?
White. My first
so
call,
classy.
I kind of wanted like a Crayola color, like a yellow or something.
Ooh, more tickets.
Yeah, and so my first call was to Ty Fountain, class of 89, also my best buddy.
Nice.
And he goes to me, what? For a woman that drives 50 miles an hour, what are you doing with a Porsche?
That's hilarious. When you fucking work hard, you can get whatever you want and drive however you want.
That's it.
That's so cool. I love that.
Finally, after a lot of work and studying.
Good for you. You deserve it. So your Nutri-Patch, now you have an e-commerce business for that.
Well, we're predominantly e-commerce. Yeah, we sell in some doctors' offices and clinics, but most of our sales are e-commerce.
So
Speaking
awesome.
of e-commerce, when we launched, it was amazing to me how our first 100 customers were names of people I had not seen in over 30 years.
Wow. And they were Milts?
I'm talking about Milt and Hershey.
Wow. Yes, that is so awesome.
And I could not stop. Yes.
That's crazy.
I graduated in 89. I launched my product in 2016.
Wow.
Okay? And my first 100 customers were names that I recognize.
Wow. That is so awesome.
So this is the power.
That is serious power. That's serious influence. That's amazing. And that speaks to how just the power of the system, how Milts will support each other, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. It went round in a circle. That is crazy.
I was going through a tough time. When you're launching, I'm the owner.
Yeah.
I'm everything.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. There were people that were telling me, "Oh, you're gonna find out." You get business advice.
Of course, yeah. Hateration. Yeah.
I really did find out who supports me.
Yeah, absolutely. That is exactly what happens. It's true. It's like a breakthrough that happens, I think, in entrepreneurship, where it's not about leaving anybody behind or anything like that, but there is definitely the people who get it and the people who don't get it. So you will have the people who are like, okay, I kind of understand what you're doing, but I don't think it's the best thing. And then you'll have the people that are like, wow, I totally will buy whatever it is you're doing, or I support whatever it is that you're doing. And it's funny because most of the time, and maybe hateration is a harsh word, but most of the time, the people who kind of are your hardest critics are usually like family, close friends. And I don't think they do it in a way of like, oh, they don't believe in you. I think it's just their fear projects onto you. Yeah.
Projection. Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. I don't think they mean it in a bad way. It's just their fear is being projected. Yeah.
So much discipline when you're an entrepreneur. Let me tell you.
So much.
If you're single, but anyway, if you're an entrepreneur, you're alone anyway.
Yes. Yeah. This is a good point. This is 100% facts.
It's self-motivation.
That is so freaking true. It is. You have to really keep yourself going. You can get a lot of inspiration and motivation externally, but if you don't have the internal drive, nothing external can make it happen for you. You must have internal drive also. You must have a not quit attitude to just keep fucking going, because there is a lot of failures, a lot of struggle, a lot of fear, a lot of, second guessing, a lot of all of that. But I'm so glad you pushed through all of that, because now you're a product developer. It's awesome.
And we are doing so fantastic. We're
awesome.
Hitting. I say, my brother will say, when I say we, he goes, "Nay, who's we?" I say we, Nutri-Patch we, because I don't want to say I.
Yeah.
We're doing fantastic. Our
sales
are fantastic.
That is awesome. That's so good.
Back to the plant, the phase of while I was building, I thought about which milts do I know and have respect for the craft.
Yeah.
And I turned to them. So for example, I needed a photographer for my products, right? I have to design a website.
Yeah.
Right? We have to design a website. I need images. I need my own portfolio. And I contacted Mike Cordano, who's also a mill.
Nice.
Did you hear that, cha-ching?
Yeah.
You heard it?
Yeah.
Someone just bought Nutri-Patch.
Hey!
Thank you.
That is awesome. I love that. Business happening as we speak.
This cha-ching helps me. This is my motivation.
Hell yeah. I love that. I love that.
Other entrepreneurs do the same.
Yes.
So
that reminds me so much of my brother right there. That reminds me so much of what he went through. His phone constantly going off and him being so happy someone bought his product. That's beautiful. That's really great.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I contacted the mills such as Mike Cordano, and he went and he did above and beyond. Granted, of course, I paid for services.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is the love and the above and beyond, you see?
Yes.
And then again, we're designing a website. I needed someone to write and edit my content. And I started to think about Amy McCloskey-Tobin. You don't know her, but she's mid-80s. And she was dynamite. She was smarty pants.
Wow.
And I haven't seen her in I don't know how long. I contacted her. She got right on it and gave me she gave me material I can't even imagine on my website.
Wow. How awesome is that?
Yeah, and then through the grapevine, because I told Ty about my project, so Ty was speaking with Lori Livingston, who she was an underclassman, so I didn't really remember her, but apparently she remembered me. Will bring me to another point. Ty was telling her about my project, and Lori says to him, "Oh, I'll go and help Nadine." Now, if you don't know who Lori Livingston is, she's a Hollywood actress.
Wow.
Yes.
What?
She's a model.
She's a
Hollywood actress. She's gorgeous. She's big.
Wow.
And he, get this, flies from Hollywood to Connecticut to be in my commercial.
That is so awesome.
TV commercial.
That is so awesome. See, that's the power of Milts. That's incredible.
For 3 days, we had a fantastic time. We did the project. By the way, she was no charge. She didn't charge me.
Freaking awesome.
I'm not saying
that is so awesome. Right. But it's just the power of the support from Milts. That's just.
So this is one after the other. I was contacting them for services and they all came through. And
that is so awesome.
I have a good product today. I couldn't be happier. And
yeah. Wow. That's such a good story. And I hope I'll make sure you reach out to them, and I'll make sure I'll try to reach out to them and find them. If you have their contact, make sure they listen to this, because that's such a great shout out. And they were a part of that journey with you. That is so awesome.
We can tag them.
Yeah. I remember even when I did this podcast, when I was first starting the podcast, I had such a vision for just the art, like the art cover on it. I wanted it to be so specific. And I was like, but only a Milt can draw this for me, because only a Milt will know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I reached out to a Milt and was like, can you help me make my flyer? I'll pay you whatever you want. And he was like, yeah. He graduated with me, Kevin DeJesus, class of 2002. He was like, yeah, send me your idea. And I text him like a fucking essay of this idea of a flyer. And he's like, okay, that's a lot. I'm just going to have to do this thing from scratch. And I'm like, yes, please. But he put the whole flyer together and didn't charge me. And it could not be any better. It was better than I could have ever even explained to him. But that's the power of the mill. That's just the power of the mill.
Let me just make a little point about that. You know, for example, certain people didn't charge me, and in your case, didn't charge you. But honestly, we have to be willing to pay.
Absolutely. Yep. Like today, I just bought a book. I did an interview with another mill, and he wrote a book. It's on Amazon. I bought it right away. As soon as I get it, I'm taking a picture and I'm going to post it, because we should not expect things to be free from each other. Absolutely. We should want to support each other financially. Yes. Yeah. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah. Such a great point. So tell me now, what do you think your vision is for the future? What do you think? Do you think you're going to develop something else? Do you think you're going to open more things? Do you think you're going to take some time? What do you think you want to do in the next 10, 15 years?
Oh, Zahraa, I wasn't expecting this question. You want me to get back to work? I mean, I am working, but you want me to like get back to work right now?
I know. She's like, I'm expecting to live in fucking vacation mode for 25 years.
Something like that.
And as you deserve it. You deserve it 100%.
Probably more of the same right now. I can't think of the next goal. I really
Well, you're still kind of in like the reel of having a product. It's still 4 years old. It's still a baby.
The market is, I haven't even scratched it yet.
Your product is still in baby status.
And we're expanding the product line too. So
okay. Well, that's good. That's part of the vision. There you go. There you go.
Give me a new goal, please.
Yes. Okay.
You know, looking, I see myself participating somewhere in Milton Hershey School.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. Yeah. Because I see that in you. You're very much like you want to hold the torch. You want to light the path for other people.
Here's the truth. I really believe we were given a gift.
Yeah. Yes.
And may my deeds and actions be worthy of the gift that I was given.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you know, the truth, Milton Hershey School is nearest and dearest to my heart. You know, when Amazon asks me, where would you like to donate your charitable contribution?
Yeah.
There's no other place but in my eyes. It's nearest and dearest to my heart.
That's awesome. I know, I feel the same way. Like 100% Milton Hershey saved our life. Saved our life completely. Completely.
The trajectory of our lives.
Yeah. And I see I've seen on your social media, you already give back. You do the career fairs.
Oh, I won't miss it.
You go out there dressed in your lab coat. Yes.
I specifically dress in the white coat.
I love that. I love that.
I really want some little girl to see it so she can be it.
Yeah.
I truly mean that.
Yes.
When I was a student, I did not see that.
Right. Yeah.
Well, even in my age, you know, women doctors, it wasn't.
Yes.
It wasn't much of it.
It was hard. Yeah, for sure.
I had seen a Milt come back on career day as a doctor with that long white coat.
Yeah.
I may have felt inspired, you see.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If she can see it, she can be it. And let's not be sexist. If the little child, if that human, boy or girl, see it, they can see it.
And that's it. That's the whole point. We want to show them what they can do and what their potential is through what we're doing. Yeah. It's exactly what we need to be doing.
I remember when I was a student, when the alumnus of the year would get the award, you know, they were good achievers. And I remember thinking, oh, they came from Hershey. They did good things.
Yeah.
But now the alumnus of the year, the achievements are high. It just gets better.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I think I just saw the last, the most recent one who was alumnus of the year. He was like decorated Air Force veteran. Yeah.
We just got it in the mail yesterday.
Yeah. Amazing. I pay attention to all that stuff. I love that stuff. I eat it all up. I think it's incredible. Yeah. That's honestly, we should be so fucking proud of being alumni. And that's what I want. I want more connection, more pride, more networking, more branding, because from what we came from.
the rough figure
Unheard
is
of.
10,000 of us, and we're
Yeah.
all over the globe, right?
It's
And
crazy.
what we can do if we put our heart together.
It's crazy. It's great. I know. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. It's crazy.
I love branding alumni.
Yes.
I love the term right now, branding alumni, because
Yeah.
there's enough of us that are successful.
Yes.
That can really just
represent. Yeah, represent MHS the way it needs to be represented. Yes.
I think it's critical mass.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So tell me, I have 2 questions for you before I let you go. The first one is, what advice would you give your high school self?
Nadine, I felt ugly.
Huh?
I felt ugly.
Oh, what?
I'm telling you.
You were gorgeous. You're still gorgeous. I look back at your older pictures, you were the knockout.
Now in retrospect, you grow up and you look back, I was like, wow, I was pretty, but
right.
At the time, I just didn't feel pretty. I thought I was
ugly.
I had maybe a form of body dysmorphia, maybe.
Yeah.
I looked in the mirror, I saw a shape that I thought was extremely ugly.
Yeah.
It's not about thinness. I saw proportions that were extremely ugly, and I just found out, later boys had crushes on me. And I didn't know I was pretty.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how our self-image can be so different than how other people view us?
Yes. And usually people around us tell us we're pretty. And
right. It's just we need to believe it for ourselves. Well,
we didn't have the parents to tell us we were pretty.
Right. And that has everything to do with it. Everything. Absolutely. Yeah. So second question, what does being a Milt mean to you?
It's living the legacy. It's truly living the legacy. And what I mean by legacy, I said it earlier. May my deeds and actions be worthy of the gift that I was given.
Yes. That's so good. So good. Yeah. And they are. Just from what I've seen on social media and just me getting to know you just today, you're 100% worthy of the legacy that you've been given. And you are now creating your own legacy and inspiring people and going back to career fairs and putting back into what created you. You're putting back into it.
I stay in touch
you're doing it.
I do.
Yes.
I stay in touch with them. They reach out sometimes. That's
so awesome.
And then when I found out about projects like yours, I instantly subscribe.
Yes.
Try to,
It's those things. It's that level of connection and that level of support that we all need to do more of. I'm so appreciative just from me, how quickly you were like, yes, absolutely. I want to be a part of it. I want to support it. That's why I said more than you know. The support means so much more than you know.
You did say that, and it was
incredible.
It was so heartwarming when you said more than you know.
It really is, because even as we do little things like this, the fear, the second guessing, is this going to even be useful? Is anybody going to listen? Does anybody even want to be a part of this? And all of those things creep in. And then you have people like you who are just like, absolutely, I want to be a part of this. In fact, your mission is amazing. It's like that thing that keeps you putting the next foot forward. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, because that's what makes me keep going. Otherwise, I would have stopped. It's the people like you that just make it keep going. Yeah.
Alumni get better and better.
Yes. We're like fine wine.
You're going to be better than me. You are. And as you should. I'm a teacher, right? I'm a professor. And I tell the students, it is my job to make you better than me.
Yeah. That's so good. It's such a leadership mentality.
It's leadership mentality. Right now, I'm an upperclassman, right? And I hope you're better than me.
Yeah, that's so good. That's real leadership mentality right there. Thinking outside of yourself. And that's why you're just going to keep pushing forward. I can't wait to see what else it is that you do and how much more value you bring to people. I'm excited for that. I'm excited just to get to know you and have coffee and eat together. I'm just excited for that. I cannot wait.
2 Arab girls somehow found their way in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Woo!
like unheard of. It's completely unheard of. Okay, before we go, because my husband's going to kill me if I don't leave the office, I want you to shout out any website, any social media platform, anything you want to shout out right now. Use this platform to get people to get on your page and follow you, because I know I'm going to become a super fan. So shout out whatever it is you want to shout out.
I'm Instagramming because I like
it's fun.
On Instagram, I'm Nadine Hokayem.
Okay, so I'm going to spell it out for them. Nadine, and like Nancy, Adine, and then Hokayem is Hokaayem, like Mary.
Yes, girl.
Yes, beautiful.
Habibti.
Habibti.
And then Nutri-Patch.com.
Nutri-Patch.com. www.Nutri-Patch.com. That's your e-commerce site. Awesome. Awesome.
I'm on Facebook too, but I'm guessing maybe your group is.
And your Facebook is the same thing, Nadine Hokayem. It's not the doctor, right? It's just Nadine. Okay. So doctor on Instagram, and then
LinkedIn, Nadine Hokayem.
LinkedIn. Oh, good one. Yes. LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. It's such a great platform.
I go to Milton Hershey School. I connect with them on LinkedIn. It's
nice. Nice.
I think it's more appropriate.
Absolutely. Very professional platform.
It's more appropriate.
Yeah. And you're Nadine Hokayem there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much, Nadine, for being on here. I'm so grateful. I can't wait to be able to visit and see you.
It really was my pleasure getting to know you, and this has been wonderful.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Here's my daughter. You want to see her before we go?
Yes, I would love to.
My husband's gonna kill me. I'm sorry. Hi. Hi.
Look at her. Wow, you're so beautiful. Wow. What's your name?
Zamina.
Zamina. I think that's the most beautiful name I've heard.
Say thank you. Thank you.
I'm Nadine. Okay, Zamina.
Nadine, say hi, Auntie Nadine. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I'm gonna call you in the next couple of days so we can talk some more.
I would love it.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Say bye. Bye. Bye.